Congratulations to Tyson Fury for pulling off the Trilogy against Deontay Wilder in a great fight where both fighters scored 2 knockdowns. Then Fury won via a knockout in the 11th round. I told you all leading up to this fight, there's a lot at stake for this fight. There is no question. These are the 2 best heavyweights going up against each other. However, if Wilder wins, he further proved Tyson Fury cheated. But if Tyson Fury won, then he will show the world he can beat Deontay Wilder, even when they fight on an even playing field. With that being stated, Wilder haven't looked the same since the rematch. Beside the first round, Wilder fought like he was drunk. He was out of his feet, off balance, with little to no energy from the second round forward, like he had no life in him. It was really strange. Now, beside the first round, where Wilder came out blazing his jab and his right hand, how he was supposed to the body, which by doing so, he had Tyson Fury backing up on his back foot. Now, even though Wilder wasn't mixing up the jab upstairs and downstairs, Wilder was still killing Tyson Fury to the body while being repetitive with his attacks. However, as soon as round 2 started, for some strange reason, Wilder abandoned everything he did in the first round and went back to his old ways of desperately looking for the right hand. However, this time around, just like the rematch, out of nowhere, Wilder started stumbling all over the place, being off balance. He even ran out of stamina. Then in the third round, Wilder was fighting that round like it was the 15th round. He was so vulnerable. In fact, he was vulnerable the entire fight after round 1. If my memory served me correctly, I believe Fury knocked down Wilder in the third round. But then out of nowhere, Wilder scored his own knockdown. He dropped Tyson Fury, hurting him really bad in the process. Then before the round was over, Wilder managed to score another knockdown. But as he went to his corner, it looked like Wilder was the one that got knocked down. Every time Wilder went to the corner, he had his head down, passed out, gasping for air, like he was in the 14th round in the Thriller in Manila. Wilder was doing that from the second round forward, not listening to the instructions, looking down instead of looking up to Malik Scott when he was giving him instructions. Now Malik Scott informed Deontay Wilder of everything he was supposed to do, from feints, body shots, hiding the right hand, etc., etc., etc. But Wilder went out there every single time and abandoned all of the instructions. It looked like Wilder was fighting off pure instinct. I don't even think he was listening to Malik Scott. He did not display any of the combination he was doing on the mitts. To make matter worse, the last 4 rounds, Wilder landed 2 jabs. Every time he got hurt, he was off balance and never put his hands up. What surprised me the most is that Wilder lasted 11 rounds under that condition. He was so vulnerable on so many different occasions, and Fury let a lot of opportunities go. But in the 11th round, he got the job done, scoring a devastating KO. And shout out to the referee for catching Wilder's head on the way down. He did an amazing job refereeing the fight the entire time. So the conclusion is, Fury showed that he's the better man. On the other hand, Wilder showed that he was unprepared, having the gloves dispute a day before the fight, then allowing Tyson Fury to wear the same gloves he wore in the rematch. That was supposed to be resolved months before the fight on the contract, especially after the controversy. And to make it clear, Wilder ended up wearing MMX gloves to even out the playing field. Nevertheless, that benefits Fury more because that's a 277-pound fighter you giving power to, especially when he comes from a bare-knuckle background. Wilder even ended up with blood coming out of his ear again. But his main problem was the fact that he looked out of it from round 2. Keep in mind, Wilder has great stamina. He always showed great stamina. But again, after the first fight, Wilder just haven't been looking the same in the second or third. Maybe because of the punishment he received, where he got his head dented, maybe overtrained, whatever the reason may be, Wilder just didn't look the same. So I'm really curious to hear what Deontay Wilder has to say. With that being stated, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of AKHi, AKHi TV. Peace, and I'm on to the next one.